Alright guys, welcome to the tutorial 40, and in this tutorial I'm just gonna talk about a very weird way of initializing variables. Now you need this way to initialize variables whenever you're initializing some constant variables, and we just learned about constant variables, so I thought of putting this one right next to that tutorial. So in this tutorial what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a regular variable and a constant variable, and we're gonna initialize them somewhere weird. Now let's just build two variables. Suppose you have a fruit variable. Cannot type in today. Fruit variable, and you have a apple variable, and you have a mango variable. Now suppose you have your fruit number of fruits are always constant. Okay, sometimes apples are more, sometimes mango are more. I know this is the dumbest example you could ever listen to, but here it is. So now let's make this fruit variable constant. Alright, so now we have two variables, two private variables in our class, and now let's make the public section, and in this let's just put a method that will display, let's just put a function actually that will display our variables, right? So now we gotta make a constructor, and to make a constructor what we will do is just type out the class name and then those two parameters and then the body. Now here it is, we'll pass in three parameters in here. So let's just write int a comma int b int p and c. Now we have three parameters in our constructor, and we can use them to initialize our variables. Now here's the weird way. This thing what I'm just gonna tell you is called member initializers, or alright, it's spoken like that only. It's called member initializers, alright. And for using member initializers, what you do is you initialize your variable somewhere between before the beginning of your body and after your parameters. So you'll initialize your variable here in between those two braces, right? So to do that, what you need to do is just type out the variable name. We just make it to a new line so it will be much more clear. So after these parentheses and before your body, you insert a colon, and then you write the variable name, and in the brackets you write the value. And when you have multiple variables, you separate them with a comma. So another variable is apple, and its value is gonna be from b, and another variable is mango, and its value is gonna be c. Alright, now you don't put a semicolon after these, alright, because C++ already knows that after the member initializer list, the body is gonna begin. So whenever the body begins, it knows that this list has ended. Alright, these are not statements, so don't put a semicolon at the end, just put a colon at the beginning. It will know that you are gonna make a member initializer list, and just then write the variable name, and in the parentheses write its value, and if you have multiple variables, separate them by comma. So this is something called member initializer. Now we can just hop over to our display function and just build that function. So it will just print out value of fruit and that line, and then apple, and then mango, not a mango, and then that line, and here it is. So now let's just quickly hop over to our main function and create a fish object, and with the help, and let's just pass in the parameters. I have 10 fruits, 4 apples, and 6 mango. Alright, so now we just call the display function, and when we run this, let's see how many errors I got. None. So now it prints out 10, 4 and 6. So we can see it successfully initialized the variable. So this is called something called member initializer list. And alright, let me just save. I'm just gonna tell you something and I'm gonna save it for the next tutorial. So this was it for this tutorial, guys. Just remember, this is a member initializer list. Don't put a semicolon at the end and just put a colon at the beginning and separate them by commas, and that's it. So thank you guys for watching and don't forget to subscribe.